Alright YouTube, we're back. So I got this stupid old cover on my steering wheel from a 1975 Dodge Sportsman RV. And it's just not cutting it anymore, so I'm gonna put on a leather steering wheel wrap and I will show you how to measure the steering wheel so that you get the right size, and then I will show you how I'm gonna try and go about stitching it on. For reference, this is a 2000 4Runner, because nobody ever seems to say what kind of car they have. So this is a 2000 4Runner. So for you Toyota folks, this will probably work for most Toyota models from this era, because they all had similar steering wheels. So just another tip. So let me get this old cover off and show you how I measure. All right, so I got that old stupid cover off. Nice, it's all messed up from that garbage that I put on it. So I'm gonna hit it with some Goo Gone. This is like some spray gel stuff I had laying around. It seems to be pretty good, so I'll link this too, but I'm gonna get it real clean and degreased. And then the stuff is a little oily. A lot of stuff that you're gonna use is gonna be a little oily, so I'm gonna also like buff it and dry it as best I can get. That's what I'm doing now. All right, so before you buy the actual cover wrap, you need to measure the wheel. So you need two measurements. You need the diameter and you need the circumference of the grip. So get a measuring tape, pick one point, and go straight across from wherever that point is. You know, mine's 15 inches in diameter. So that's the first measurement. All right, next you need the measurement of the circumference of the grip. I'm sorry for the lighting, but that's all I got right now. All right, so the next measurement you need is the grip circumference, okay? So you need to take, like I'm being lazy and I have a cord, but get a piece of string and wrap your steering wheel. You know, pick 2 points that you can remember. So I'm going from like this little thing to here. And then measure that. So for mine, it's about 4 1/4. I've got my 2 little points. Mine's about 4 1/4 inches around. So get your string, mark your points, and measure it. So now you're ready to order the cover, and I'll link it down below because they sell all kinds of different sizes. So I'm ready to get this cover out and start stitching this on, and hopefully it goes on in one go. Fingers crossed. All right, let's unbox it real quick. So this is the one I have. Go ahead and open it up. Here's my size, M4. So you get 3 threads and needles, and then directions, thank God. And then the cover itself, which feels real nice. So I'm pretty excited for this. Let me get in the car and get set up on. All right, hopefully you can see this. So stretch and properly position the steering wheel cover on the steering wheel with the sewn seam at the bottom of the steering wheel. So find the seam, there it is, right? They're saying put that on the bottom. Start at the top, and you're gonna probably have to do some stretching, which is fine. You want it tight, but I guess don't overstretch it, you know, just enough. Yeah, it feels good, it's gonna be good. All right, so it's not that hard to slip it on. It just slips on. I'm gonna distribute it around, right? And then you're gonna have to like spin it on it, or just take it off, right? So it's not totally at the bottom. So I'm gonna reposition it here. So I'm gonna actually like take the seam and put it at the very bottom and hold that with my thumb and see if that helps. And then go on the sides. It seems like it works pretty good. All right, so get that as straight as you can. Roll it around. Yeah, I'd say budget your time for this because this is going to take longer than you expect. So I'm going to hold that right there. You got to get the middle like dead set. Annoy you the whole time you're driving. If it's not dead center like that, it's pretty good. All right, get this all distributed. That's centered. All right, so you got your seam here at the very bottom per the instructions. And how you're gonna start, you're gonna pick a place to start stitching. And they say don't pick the bottom where the seam is right here, and don't pick a spoke, which are these things on the steering wheel, these sections, the spokes. So don't pick one of these two places. I'm going to pick like right here after this spoke. And I'm going to go clockwise because I don't think put my hand right here in case there's like a knot at the end. I don't want to feel it, but I'm going to start right here. So what you got to do is you got to get your needle, and it's not like a sewing needle. Like it's not like a pin, like pin sharp, like it's pretty dull, but still be careful when you're using it, and just thread your needle. All right, so thread your needle, right? And then they didn't say tie a knot. It's like hand sewing, right? Like you don't need to tie a knot. And they said give yourself like 6 inches through the needle. So there's that. So you can see there's holes, right, on each side. So what you're going to do to start is you're going to come from the inside. You're going to go towards you, out this hole, towards you. And then you're going to start making your wraps around. When you get to the spokes, they say you're going to do dummy stitches, which are you're just going to stitch to the next hole right here. You're not going to go around. But that's in the front. They don't say what to do in the back, I don't think. I'll look at the instructions, but I'm going to do some kind of like, come from here. I'm going to do something where it holds the spokes together. I don't want any looseness on the front or the back of the spokes, like on the lip of the cover. And then you're just going to go your stitch all the way around until you get to the end. So I'll show you what the first stitch looks like set up. All right, so you can see I came under the cover and out towards me, and I'm pulling all the thread out, right? And it says to leave another 6 inches loose here for the end. This is like a tag end here, so you're gonna leave 6 inches to tie a knot at the end when you get all the way back around to here. All right, so you've got your tag end of like 6 inches to use at the end to tie your knot. So the directions say to go. So I've come out of this hole towards me. So now I'm going to come around, and it says go to the hole directly opposite of this one, which is this one. And so I'm going to come around like this, through this way towards me to the next hole here diagonally, and then you're just going to do that the whole way around. So you're going to come out towards you, you're going to come around through the back, and then to the next one diagonally, then towards you, and you're going to pull everything out, go around to the next one, come through the back, through the next hole, and around and around and around. So let me show you the first one. All right, so you can see I've done a few. So they give you 3 of these needles. And so what I'm doing is, as I'm stitching, I'm using the eye of a spare needle to tension up the laces as I go. It's like when I pull all my excess through, like I come out a hole, I pull all the slack through, right? And as I tighten it, I make sure I go back to the last, in this case, all the way back to the beginning. But as you go, you want to go back to the previous like couple stitches and pull out all your slack and get it tight to where you close the gap in the cover. And so that's what I recommend. You need some sort of tool to get in and stick it under the previous stitch, pull up, and make sure everything's tightening up well. So there's the first 3.5 stitches, and you're just going to do this all the way around. So definitely budget your time. It says in the instructions an hour and a half, but realistically I'd give yourself, I don't know, a couple hours. Like it's gonna take a while. So I'll show you once I get to like this spoke or something. I'll pick back up. All right, so yeah, this does take a while, so make sure you have a frosty beverage on hand. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got about 8 stitches, and I've gotten to the middle seam here. I found that once you get like 5, you don't necessarily have to go back with the needle and pull up the previous stitch and tension it. Like if you do your stitch, you pull it through the front here, right? And then once you get to the end, you pull it nice and tight. And as you're doing that, you pinch the opening close and pinch it, and it should suck all the slack out. And if you think you need to go back to the last one, do it. Take the needle and get some more of that slack out. But if you're pinching and pulling and all your previous ones are good, like you're pretty good. You don't necessarily need to go back and retension it the previous stitch, but you can if you want. Like, of course, mine's also like fitting really well. Like, do what you need to do. But right now, I'm just telling you that I'm just going 1, 1, 1, and it's working out pretty well. So I'm rolling now. And so it'll speed up, right? Like as you keep stitching, you'll have to pull through less and less. So it'll continue to speed up. The job will go faster as you go. Like getting set up is the hardest part. So I'll be back once I get to this spoke. So I'll just show you the rhythm I'm in, and I'll do a couple. So like I've got this in my right hand. I'm going clockwise, and I have all my thread over towards my left. And so I always want to keep, as I'm going around, right, I always want to keep all my slack on the left side of what I'm pulling through the wheel, right? So in my left, I take this in my left hand, the needle. I come from the back. I take my hand, I come behind the wheel, right? I go to the next hole through the back, and then I come through the front. Now, your needle, you want to make sure is also on the far left as you're pulling through. Like you've got what I pulled through already, and now you have, the needle coming through in the middle and all my slack on the left. But what you want to do is you want to cross the needle under all the slack, because if you don't, you're going to tie yourself in a knot. So now I just pull all this slack towards the left. And I hope it shows you, but now as I come around, it's going to cinch over the top of the cover. And so then I come in and I'm just pulling as I squeeze this gap closed. And you can pull pretty freaking hard. So I'm pulling pretty hard because I want this tight. Suck everything down. I'll just show you again. So now I've got all my slack towards my left still. So I come in to the back of the wheel, right? And I come out the next hole in the front towards me. Now the needle, how I'm doing it is going to come out in the middle of these three. I'm going to put it under all my slack and pull out my slack to the left side. That way I'm not tying a knot. Pulling everything tight. If for some reason you tie yourself in a knot or you skip a hole, just take the thread back out of the needle eye and then pull the thread out of the cover and come and back yourself out. So you'll figure it out. I just wanted to show you that. All right, so I worked myself all the way up to the first spoke here. I got all the way up to the closest hole that I could get. And so I've come out right here. All right, so I got to the spoke, and instead of doing the dummy stitches, because I felt like it would just be too loose and I just didn't want to do it, I went and I would go through the back, and I just continued on doing the same exact thing. So the strings sort of wrap around. And so I got to this one, I went to the next hole and I wrapped it around the spoke and got to this one. Then I went to the next one, wrapped it around this front. So they are being tied together, the front and the back behind the spoke, just like this. And then so I got to this one, and so I went now around this side. And I'm doing the same sort of wrap, and I'm keeping everything tight instead of doing the dummy stitch in front, because that's just how I want to do it. And I feel like it's going to be tighter and it's not going to bug me. So then now I'm past the spoke and I'm working to the next one. All right, I want to show you my technique as I go here. So I am back again to tightening up the last like 2 stitches that I'm doing. So what I'm doing is, be careful, but it's pretty stout, but take the end of the needle and I'm pushing it under the previous stitch like this, right? And I'm pulling up on the front part of the stitch here. And so I put it in, I take my 2 fingers and I pull like this, and that'll tighten it. And then go to the next. Then go to your most recent one and do the same thing. Pull in the front, because that's going to pull on the back here of the previous. So pull that. And then, always have tension on the end. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it in. You can lever the needle, or you can do what I'm doing and grab it on both sides like this and pull it towards you. All right, so I did the same thing on this spoke. Instead of doing the dummy wraps, I don't know, tell me if I'm dumb, but I just went around and just continued what I was doing and just had it wrap around the spoke on each side like that. I hope that makes sense. But then as I came around the top, right, like it's too as I come around the top, it's too much work now because you're like working upside down in the seat. So you're kind of like scrunching and turning upside down. So it's kind of a pain, but that makes it sort of not worth the effort to go back and tighten the previous stitch. So I'm back to not tightening the previous stitch. I'm just pulling it real tight. And since there's less like slack, since I've progressed, there's a lot less slack that I need to maintain, like on my lap and stuff. I can pull real tight and hold it as I come around and thread the next one. So that's what I'm doing, but it's coming along well. And I think it's going to be a one shot. Like I'm just going to do it and I'm not going to have to go and do any backtracking or anything. So I'm pretty satisfied so far and it feels real nice. So I'm happy. I'll get you, like, I guess when I get closer to the end. So stand by. All right, peeps. So this is the finished product and I'm super happy with how it turned out. I'm very pleased. I'll just give you all the information that comes to mind. Because I didn't dummy wrap the spokes and I just kept doing sequential stitches, and I ended up, burning a lot more stitching thread, going around and coming back and going around the spoke and coming back and then so on and so forth. So for this wheel, I ended up breaking into the second of the 3 sewing threads that came with this cover. And so to join the end of the one thread to the next thread that I'm going to continue with, I used a blood knot, which you can look up online. It's used a lot for fishing. I don't know the origin of it, but you can look up a blood knot, and that did me pretty good. Like I got like pretty much like past like to this spoke, and I had to join the new thread on and then continue and then finish. And then so when I got to the end, the tag end from my last stitch, I was finished, and I had the tag end from the very beginning when I started. So those I just tied in like an overhand knot twice or 3 times, whatever, super tight. And then I pulled it all super tight, and you can see just get it, you can do some extra wraps, and you can even go through holes twice, so just so you know. And then just get it however you need to get it to finish it up. Like I crossed over and went through a hole twice, and then I crossed over again and tied my knot, and then took my knife and tucked it into the seam, or I guess you can use the needle, one of the needles, to just tuck it under. And is it absolutely damn perfect? No, but this is the way I did it, and my spokes are tight, and I'm super happy with it. So I tried to cover, it's like, I would give yourself like 3 hours. Like it's a pretty big job because it's just the sheer number of stitches that you have to do, just adds up all the time. And then going upside down, and it's just going to take a long time. It took me 3 beers and like 3 hours, on and off, just sitting here. And I think it'll last a while. I chose black because it hides the dirt, and I think it's classy. But what else? I'll leave the link down below. If you have any questions, whatever, before you order, leave a comment and I'll try to answer it. It's real leather. It's so much better than what I had, and I can't wait to take it for a spin. So thanks for watching, and good luck covering your beat to shit steering wheels.